According to human design, the process of deconditioning when you start your experiment needs about 7 years. Sounds scary, right? Like, it was scary to me when I heard this number first, because you think, okay, I saw my strategy and authority. Like, when you look at your body graph, you have strategy of decision making. You can recognize your authority. You start experimenting with it. Authority, which means inner authority, like the one you can trust. And you think, okay, I'm good to go. If you were following not self strategies of your mind and following what your mind was telling you, do like this, repetitive thoughts, you were maybe emotionally stimulated and you are used to make decisions emotionally, which is not suitable for both open emotional or fixed solar plexus. It will take time for your mind to let go. So the point is, we are here not, at least in this age, in this time, the mind strategies do not work, and mostly they represent the conditioned self, the not self. So if you have been stimulated and using outer authority as well, like following the guidances and decisions made by others because you thought they are better, you most probably will still have a tendency to do that and not checking with your inner authority. So once you start your experiment in real life situation, in practical conditions, it will take time for your mind to let go. It will not happen in one night. You will still feel certain fear. For example, you're in a situation and you feel your inner authority, which is, let's call it also your instinct, is simply giving you a sign, no, don't do it, or I don't like it, or this doesn't feel good. And then you have your mind keep talking to you, oh, this is a good idea, this is a very educated person, they know better, they're smarter than you, they're more important than you, you should do it because you should prove them that you can do it. Or you feel some kind of stress, tension, or pressure that you are stimulated by it or pressured by it, and so you feel like you don't have time to follow your inner authority strategy, which might be the one that requires time. There are certain strategies where you actually have to take time in order to make your decision, but pressure of the circumstances keeps pushing your mind. No, you have to give the answer now. No, you don't have to time to wait to feel what is exactly correct for you. So all of this in the real life situations, you will see the body sign, the instinct sign, this guidance, your personal guidance, have existed forever. When you were a little child, it was very difficult to motivate you by mind. It was very difficult to give you mental explanations. Look at the little children. They simply do what they feel like. Their energy guides them. So we all have that GPS that we can come back to. But it does take time. You will be seeing the instinct, and sometimes you will be still following your mental conditioning, which you think it's, this time I cannot take this risk to make my experiment. Still, it is an experiment because you are observing already. You're conscious, you are aware of what your body told you, of what your energy told you, and what part is your mind. When you're becoming really good at it, you even will start noticing what are the different voices, what are the different stimulations, which are emotional stimulations, which are pressures that come from ego or adrenaline or mental pressure. You will notice difference between them. If we talk about me, I already lived my 7-year cycle through design and experiment, and I cannot tell you that my mind doesn't want to play with me. I still hear, like, it tells me, maybe this is better, maybe you should call, maybe you should do it now. My body doesn't move. I do feel that my body does not react, doesn't budge, doesn't respond. My energy became a little bit more solid and my body doesn't follow. And I truly know the difference between how my body responds and what my mind says. I have practiced, I have done enough already experimenting to simply not follow the tricks of the mind, which, okay, to be really, really honest, still can happen for small things when I'm surrounded by people, I'm conditioned, and I kind of know that, I am following this group of people right now, I'm doing. But if I get like a strong no from my body, if I feel like this is not good for me, I'll step out, even if it's a group, collective thing, whatever. I have no problem anymore. But I still can hear the tricks of my mind. I still can hear the conditioning. I just don't take it seriously anymore. But just to repeat again, in human design, you can go through some works like Richard Rudd wrote a good work about 7 years deconditioning process. If you are interested, if your mind is curious to see, there are step-by-step explanations of how exactly, like what happens in the first year, what happens in the second year, what happens in the third year. I personally remember from my process, first and second year were the most fear. Like when I was following my response or absence of my response in the situations which were important, like making decisions about my job, it felt like jumping without parachute, because my mind was very loud and very insistent, telling me that I have to do what is logical or what people normally do in this situation, and my body was telling me something else. I felt a lot of fear. It takes a lot of courage to be yourself. You have to be ready for this. Are you ready to be yourself?